What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just back in another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. What's up, y'all? I want to start by saying thank you to everyone for subscribing. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so you post another video, follow me on Twitter, links gonna be in the description. What's up? It is time. I'm finally going to be doing my manga collection video. I am super excited. I haven't done one in a little bit, so I can't wait to show you what my manga collection looks like at the moment. Currently, I do have 485 volumes of manga. I cannot believe I've accumulated so much manga in just basically a short amount of time. I've only been collecting probably, I think it's been maybe 2 years and change around there. I'm super excited. I can't wait to share with y'all. So if y'all don't know, just a little backstory, I do have two shelves. The one that you see behind me, this one is just a custom shelf. I got this years ago. I'm talking about probably 10-15 years ago, and we just had it for DVDs. Once I started collecting manga, I decided to use it for manga. It's about a 10-11 foot tall shelf, and it's super thin, so that's why it only fits a limited amount of manga. I originally wanted this to be just my completed series, and my Billy bookcase that I have, that was going to be my ongoing series, but obviously I got a little more than I thought. So everything that you see behind me, it is completed, but now I do have some completed series on my Billy shelf as well. So I got those two shelves, plus I got some box sets the boxes I keep in the closet because there's really nowhere for me to put those. So that's where all 485 volumes of manga are basically located. So let's get started. Hope you guys enjoy my manga collection. What's up, y'all? So here is my first shelf, the 10 foot long, basically thin ass shelf. So to start off, this basically has all of my completed series, except for obviously the first one, which is Soul Eater. So right now I have all of Soul Eater. Currently I'm reading, I think I'm on volume 10. I forget exactly where I'm at. It's been a little bit. I'm on volume 10 right now. I am actually really enjoying it. Now, Soul Eater does complete itself in 17 volumes. So once volume 17 comes out, I'm going to remove these three right here, which are the Animal Crossing manga. Because even though I do like these are just a placeholder right now. After that, I'll just put the volume 17 here and keep it pushing that way. I also have Fire Force volumes 1 and 2 of the Omnibus. Unfortunately, it doesn't all fit on the shelf. I had to move the first 2 volumes of the Omnibus up here. And here are the rest of the Fire Force Omnibus volumes 3 to 12. I absolutely love these Omnibus. They are very large. I did not expect that. But I do love the connecting spine. They do really look nice. And like I said, Fire Force is a nice prequel to Soul Eater, so I'm really loving both series. I did just finish Fire Force a few months ago. Now I'm on Soul Eater. After that, I have volumes 1 to 5 of Erased. I still think the volumes are a little bit overpriced. I don't know if they're really that worth it, but I really did love the anime. It was so good. If you're a little on the fence of getting the volumes, I do recommend just watching the anime and then maybe getting volume 5. That one has a lot of like extra content because the story itself completes itself in the 4 volumes. After that, we have Dead Company volumes 1, 2, and 3. I really do enjoy this mangaka. He does really good, nice horror series that I really enjoy. I haven't read his other ones, Secret and Judge, but I did read Doubt, and honestly, I really do love it. In Dead Company, the main character joins a video game company, and he's creating these death games, video games for them, because he does have experience, because he's a survivor of one of these crazy death games. But what he doesn't realize is the video game company, they're not actually making video games. They're actually creating these real life death games that he's involved in. And he needs to just basically stop them because he survived the death game. He doesn't want to put anyone else through that. It's a nice, enjoyable series. I did really enjoy it. After that, we have what I consider way better than normal My Hero Academia, Until the War. I'm going to die on that hill saying it every single time. It's volumes 1 to 15 of My Hero Academia Vigilante. I absolutely love My Hero Academia Vigilantes. It's to me way better than the original series. It's a nice prequel to the series. So for those of you that don't know, I think this one takes place around when Deku is in middle school. So you do see a lot of the main characters like Aizawa. You do see Present Mike. You also see some nice You also get to see some nice villains like Stain. So I love this series. It's so good, especially now that it's getting an anime. I cannot wait. It's going to go real amazing. Just this entire series in general, I just love the way everything played out with the fact that they are vigilantes in this world where what happens if you don't have a power that's considered good to go to UA Academy. Next, I have one of my favorite series of all time, and that's High Score Girl. I absolutely love this anime, so I had to pick up the manga. Here's volumes 1 to 10, its complete series. It's so good. It's a nice, just chill rom-com about these two kids and their love for video games and video game arcades. And it's just a nice coming-of-age story between the two of them. I really do enjoy it. After that, we have one of the best things that I picked up, and that's the Parasite full color editions. I absolutely love these. I love the way it looks on the shelf. It just looks absolutely amazing. Spelling out Parasite. I did watch the anime a long time ago. It's been a while, so I don't really remember exactly what the story is about, but I cannot wait to read this. This is going to be next on my TBR list once I finish Soul Eater. Then we have one of my favorite one-shots, and that's All You Need Is Kill. I absolutely love this series. It's so good. It's a nice, just chill one-shot about a soldier who's fighting these aliens and keeps reliving the same day. And the art is done by my favorite artist, Takeshi Obata. And just his art, he's amazing. I love him so much. He's actually the artist that did the things like Death Note. He did Bakuman. He did Platinum Men. He also did a whole bunch of art for other series. So speaking of Death Note, we do have the Death Note short stories. Just a nice additional volume if you do love the Death Note story. It's very nice. It has the different one-shots that were released after the manga had ended. It also has other little snippets like vignettes from L's life that I really did enjoy. I also was lucky enough to pick up the 20th anniversary edition of Volume 1. I can't believe I was lucky enough to pick this up. It's amazing. Just the cover is beautiful, and of course, Death Note being my favorite anime, I had to pick that up. And lastly on this shelf, we have my Manga. This is actually the oldest volume of manga I have. I got this when I was real young at Borders. So here's the Naruto, the movie, Clash in the Land of Snow. I saw the movie, I loved it, and I realized, oh, it had a manga, so I picked it up, and it's one of my oldest beat up volumes, but I love it nonetheless. Next we have Dorohedoro, which is my girlfriend's favorite series, and I can see why. I absolutely fell in love with this when I read it. Here's everything, volumes 1 to 23, and it's an amazing, just crazy seinen read. This was my first take into seinen manga. I didn't really read too much seinen manga before this, but I gotta say, this is a nice jumping on point for a lot of different people. If you want to start getting into more starting, like beginner seinen series, I highly recommend this one. It's an amazing read. Just about, basically it's about magic. The main character, his head gets turned into a lizard, and he wants to find out what mage is the one that did it to him, and he's going around killing all the different wizards that he comes across. It's just an insane, just crazy story, especially once these volumes get to the thicker side. The story just becomes so crazy and convoluted, but it's so good. I highly recommend this one. Next, we have a more recent addition to my collection. That's Home Office Romance. Here's a nice one-shot by the creator that did Sweat and Soap. I absolutely love that creator. He is an amazing mangaka because Sweat and Soap is my favorite rom-com of all time. And here's just another single volume rom-com about these two neighbors who go from just being neighbors during the lockdown to eventually getting married. It is a one-shot, so everything is compiled in that one volume, but for whatever reason, it does not feel rushed. Everything feels nice, smooth, and cohesive. I absolutely loved it. After that, I have volumes 1 to 4 of A School Frozen in Time. I'll be completely honest, the only reason I picked this up is because I saw this in someone else's manga collection, and I just fell in love with the volume covers. So I decided to read the story, and lo and behold, I actually really fell in love with it. It was so good. It's a nice psychological thriller series following a group of friends after one of their other friends commits self-deletion, and that ghost friend is actually killing them off one by one. And the whole group of kids, they don't know which one of them is that ghost kid, so they have to find out which one of them is the actual fake person before they all end up getting killed. It's an amazing, just psychological thriller. I really did enjoy that one. After that, we do have a series that's very near and dear to my heart, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh! I absolutely love Yu-Gi-Oh! I grew up watching the anime, playing the card game. I play Master Duel to this day, so I have all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently. I was thinking about getting the singles one of these days, but honestly, I think I just gotta stick with the 3-in-1s. I have everything as completion. I don't need anything else. So here's all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Of the Omnibus volumes 1 to 38. And I also was lucky enough to get the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. I got this when it was super cheap. I got this for like $10. Now I'm looking online, it's like $50. I was excited to get that when I did. It was so amazing. Just a nice little add-on to the Yu-Gi-Oh! And then lastly on this shelf, I have Deadpool volumes 1 and 2, Deadpool Samurai. And I honestly gotta say, this is one of my favorite like comic versions of manga in general, because I do have another one. This is so good. Basically, if you love Marvel Comics, if you love Deadpool in general, you're gonna really enjoy this manga, because it's literally just a Deadpool comic book with manga references. I really do recommend that one. Next, we have Full Metal Alchemist, the Full Metal editions. I absolutely love these editions. I really did enjoy the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood anime, so I had to pick up the manga. I decided to go with the Full Metal editions just because I do love how they look on the shelf. I love the foil of the spines. I love that each volume has a specific character. And here's volumes 1 to 18. Honestly, They are a little bit expensive, but they were just an amazing thing to collect, and they really do look beautiful. I really had to pick these up. I know they were a little expensive. After that, we have volumes 1 and 2 of Doubt. This is by the same mangaka that did Dead Company, Secret, and Judge. This, I think, was the first one that was released in English, and I gotta say, I absolutely loved Doubt. It was so good. It's a nice, like, psychological thriller horror manga where these group of friends, they play this video game online where they have to find which among them is the killer. And when they finally meet up for the first time, one of their friends decides to play the game for real. So that one friend is actually killing off the whole group of friends, and they have to try and figure out which one of them is the killer. It's just an insane story, a lot of twists. I really did enjoy that one. Then we have my favorite rom-com, and that's Sweat and Soap, volumes 1 to 11. I did pick it up in the 2 box sets. I absolutely love this series. It's just my favorite rom-com because it's just so wholesome, and their communication skills are really on point. This is probably the one rom-com that I've read that they actually really do care about each other, and they actually communicate. Like, their relationship is very, very healthy. That's probably what really made me love it so much. Then we have volumes 1 to 10 of Happiness. This one was an insane just vampire series. I really do like this seinen vampire take. It is compared a lot to Tokyo Ghoul. I don't really see where you can make the comparison besides the beginning. But this series, honestly, you just have to read it. It's by Shuzo Oshimi. And this series just takes you for a whirlwind because every character in this series, they're trying to find their own version of happiness. And the lengths that they go to try and achieve it is what really makes this story kind of sad. So highly recommend that one. Then we have Crazy Food Truck volumes 1, 2, and 3. Crazy Food Truck was literally just that, a crazy food truck adventure. I absolutely loved it. It's a nice, just action-packed series. I mean, the artwork was beautiful. I love like the dystopian world where everything is basically no water. Even the animals, even the fish and everything, they've basically mutated and evolved to a point where they are able to live in the desert. And you have the main character, Gordon, who runs a food truck, and he comes across this girl named Ariza, and he just basically comes to protect her because the government is after her for a specific reason. And on his mission to protect her, they just go through some insane things. This is probably one of my favorite series just because it's just action-packed from beginning to end. And then lastly on this shelf, I have A Girl on the Shore. So now we're at the very bottom of the shelf, and the last thing I have is Mashle, Magic and Muscles, volumes 1 to 18. I absolutely love this series. I was reading it weekly when it was coming out on Shonen Jump, and I really do love it, especially the anime coming out. Finally picked up volume 18, so it's finally complete. I'll probably read this, give it like a third reread, because I've read this I think twice already. I'll probably give it a third one eventually. Next we have Joker, One Operation, volumes 1, 2, and 3. This is the only one in my collection that I cannot recommend to anyone because it really is kind of bad. I only have it because I'm a huge Joker fan. Basically, Batman gets turned into a baby, and now Joker is basically raising baby Batman to become the Batman that he wants him to become. It's weird, it's funny, but it's definitely not for everyone. Probably stay clear of that one. And lastly on this shelf, I have A Silent Voice, the box set, volumes 1 to 7. It's an amazing, amazing series. I absolutely love A Silent Voice. This was my first anime movie that I really ever watched that wasn't like, you know, a Naruto or Dragon Ball Z type of movie. This was like my first standalone anime movie. And the redemption of the bully was just heartbreaking for me. I mean, it was insane how good this movie really is. And the manga is just as good. It's almost frame for frame. Like, they did a real good adaptation with the movie. I really do enjoy this one. I highly recommend everyone just have A Silent Voice in their collection because it's so good. So next we have my Billy bookshelf. And to start off, we have Animated volumes 1 to 5. I absolutely love that series because it's a nice just behind the scenes take on the anime industry, because obviously I know absolutely nothing about what it takes to create anime. So the main character here, she wants to become an anime director, so she goes, basically joins their version of like MAPPA more or less, and she tries to become an anime director, but you see a lot of the trials and tribulations that happens with trying to create an anime. After that, you have one of my favorite rom-coms, It Takes Two, Tomorrow 2. Absolutely love this series because it's just so good. A nice young couple, they finally move in together for the first time, and they're just trying to figure each other out. They're trying to figure out their lives together because all they know is that they love each other. They want to spend the rest of their lives together, but obviously they're both new at this. So I think he's 25 and she's 28, so they don't really know exactly what's going on. They're like their first time living with their significant other, so it's amazing, just nice slice of life rom-com. After that, we have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of End Rollback. That one was a real tough one for me to read, I'll be completely honest. I was not expecting for it to take some of the turns that it does. It's an okay series. I'll be completely honest. It's not the most amazing thing I have in my collection, but I do enjoy it enough to where I'm gonna keep it. And thankfully, it's only those 3 volumes. After that, I have Watch Dogs Tokyo volumes 1 and 2. So Watch Dogs Tokyo is just a nice add-on to the Watch Dogs universe. If you like the game Watch Dogs, you might like the manga because it's basically just the exact same thing. Just obviously in Japan, they do have their thing that they're trying to overthrow the government in Japan with Watch Dogs, but that's the story for like a review on the actual series. I do enjoy it. It's nice. It's gonna be 3 volumes, so once I get the last one, I'm done with it. After that, we have School Judgment. I'll be completely honest. The only reason I picked this one up is because the art is done by Takeshi Obata, and this one follows just a group of basically middle school and elementary school students, and they actually have trials for like literal, like honestly, murder, theft. They have these crazy trials and these crazy bombastic, just honestly court cases. It's incredible, and obviously I love the artwork. Next, we have the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated into the world as an aristocrat. This one, it's one of my favorite isekais next to Jobless Reincarnation. The only thing is the manga they really do not release. I know they release volumes like 1 to 5 pretty steadily, and it took forever, like honestly like a year or 2 years for volume 6 to be released. I don't know what's going on. I know it's originally a light novel, but obviously I don't read the light novel, so I'm just sticking with the manga. Next, we have the final series that Oba and Obata Sensei created together, and that was Platinum End. It's a nice manga series. I did really enjoy it. To me, it's probably their weakest one out of Bakuman and Death Note, but I do absolutely just love these manga covers. I mean, they are beautiful. I love the iridescence of it. These manga covers are probably the best ones I have in my collection. So the story was okay, but the manga covers, they just amazing. I really do love it. And I did read Platinum End twice, so I kind of do like a little bit. And then of course we have my boy Shisui. Shout out to my cousin. He got this for Christmas. Move him out the way right here. Let him stay. After that, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Volumes 1 through 9. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Honestly, I'll be completely honest. I went into this completely blind. I did not expect it to be a completely different like manga series. It's literally nothing like the anime. I thought it was just gonna be a manga version of the anime. The only thing that's the same with this and with the original anime is the fact that the characters are the same, but the entire story, the connections, everything is completely different. It's an okay series. I did enjoy it, but obviously the anime was far, far better. And lastly, I have right here the Delicious in Dungeon Bible. So this is just a additional volume to Delicious in Dungeon, and this is like their character guide / world guide of the series. I really did enjoy Delicious in Dungeon, so hopefully this is gonna let me understand the world a little bit more. I do need to finish reading that series. After that, we have Itachi over here protecting my girlfriend section. Again, shout out to my cousin. He's the one that got me this. So I'm just going to rattle off my girlfriend's section of my manga collection because these are all her series. I've read some of them, but I really haven't read anything too much or too in depth. So she goes with Dinosaur Sanctuary, Interspecies Reviewers, Me and My Beast Boss, The Illustrated Guide to Monster Girls, Magical Girl Apocalypse Volumes 1 and 5, Yakuza and the Stray Kitten, Call Girl in Another World, The Ancient Magus Bride Volume 1, Monster Musume Volumes 1 and 2, Machi Maho Volumes 1 and 2, Monster Marriage Shop Volume 1, Prison School, and then Shiver from Junji Ito. Now that section right there is her manga. That's what she likes to read. Obviously you can tell her taste in manga is far different compared to mine. That's why I have Itachi here protecting her collection because she likes them crazy series than I do. And then we have what my wholesome manga I enjoy, and that's Wotsukoi Love is Hard for Otaku, volumes 1 to 6. And I absolutely love the fact that I was able to pick up the Kinokuniya version of the manga cover. It's just so good. Wotsukoi Love is Hard for Otaku is in my top 3 manga of all time, just because it's a group of adult friends and their love for otaku culture. They play video games, they love anime, they love manga, go to conventions. It's really just me in a manga at this point. After that, we have the Kinokuniya card for Initial D. Move this to the side because I do have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the Omnibus and the Kinokuniya version of the Omnibus volume 1. Absolutely just love this series. It was so good. Honestly, I was surprised how much I enjoy Initial D. I've never read it before, and it really just drew my attention about how much everyone was talking about, so I decided to pick it up and read it. And honestly, I'm not a car guy. I know absolutely nothing about cars, but Initial D got me, and I really do enjoy it. I'm going to continue to get it until the series is over. After that, we have a series that is near and dear to my heart. It became one of my favorite series. I think reading it about, at this point, 2 years ago, or last year, one of those two, and that's Call the Night. this just has a little bit of everything. It has action, it has romance, it has rom-com, comedy, horror. It's just a little bit of everything, where the main character, he wants to become a vampire, and the only way for him to become a vampire is that the vampire he's talking to has to fall in love with him and then bite him. So he's there trying to woo her. She does not want to fall in love with him. She doesn't want to turn anyone into a vampire. So it's just a insane story. I absolutely love it. After that, we have what is becoming my favorite series, honestly, and that's Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Here's volumes 1, 2, and 3. So far, this is everything that's out, and I don't know what it is about this series. It's just super chill about these two people that just sit, smoke behind the supermarket, and they just relax. I do enjoy slice of life, but the way I relax when I read this series is insane to me. Absolutely love this series. Highly recommend it if you just want a nice, chill series. Next, we have volumes 1 to 10 of Solo Leveling. And obviously, this needs no introduction. We're in season 2 right now. Solo Leveling is one of the top series at the moment. I did read all of this a while ago when it was first releasing with the chapters. Now I'm picking up physically, and I absolutely love this series. It's just so good. And I'm currently reading Solo Leveling Ragnarok, the sequel series. So I can't wait for that to get physicals, but that's, in a long time. That's not happening anytime soon. Then I have Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, volumes 1 to 4. This one is always really hard for me to talk about or to recommend for other people, just because it's so crazy what happens in it. Now, it's nothing like, oh my god, bad. It's just so much happens in just even the single volume alone, and that's not really where the story takes. The story does have a few twists and turns in there that it's really hard to explain the series without spoiling it. So I always just recommend people just read the first volume. If you like it, you're probably going to enjoy the rest of the series. So that's why I'm currently having the physicals. After that, we have what is my favorite physical releases right now, and that's Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. I absolutely love this series. I normally do not like comedy series at all, but for whatever reason, this one has me. Just a different take on the zombie genre, where him and his group of friends, they just want to do whatever they want. They want to clear their bucket list, live their lives, before eventually they probably going to get turned to zombies because everything's just going to all hell. And the fact that it doesn't take itself seriously is what I really do enjoy about it, because they really just get away with a lot of just crazy, stupid stuff. I really do enjoy it. My favorite physical release right now. After that, I have volumes 1 and 2 of Undead Unluck, and then volumes 1 to 6 of Psycho-Pass Inspector Shinya Kogami. This one is actually a prequel series to the Psycho-Pass series. So I didn't realize this at the time, but I didn't know Psycho-Pass was an anime-only series. So I was over here looking for the actual manga. There really is none. The only thing that you can really get that's in English, I think, is the Psycho-Pass Inspector Kogami. That was a nice prequel. I've only read volume 1 so far. I do enjoy it. It's going to be really nice. I do want to know if they actually go into the specimen case that's in season 1. I really hope they do. Only one way to find out, right? Lastly, here we have another one of my real top favorites. That's Candy and Cigarettes, volumes 1 to 10. Now, it does finish itself in 11 volumes, so I have to get the last one. I think it's going to come out in around, March or May. Something like that. I might be completely off, but it's going to come out the last volume, and it's very bittersweet. I love this series. I just love this 11-year-old badass assassin with her grandpa aged handler. I mean, they really are just a nice, wholesome duo. And she puts in the work. She goes and she can kill anyone. It doesn't matter who she's up against, how many people. This 11-year-old, she really can just kill anyone that she wants with the flick of her wrist. And next, we essentially have my JoJo shrine. But before we get into that, I want to talk about this that I know is hidden back here. And that is the Nightmare Before Christmas full color edition manga. I absolutely love this. I did not expect it to be this big. That's why it's hiding there behind my other volume. I thought it was just going to be a normal size volume that I could put on the shelf, but I needed to find somewhere that can handle how tall this one is. It's literally just a Nightmare Before Christmas in manga format, full color. That's all it is. And after my Nightmare Before Christmas, we have Rohan at the Louvre, a nice full color edition of just Rohan Kishibe and his travel to the Louvre in France. It's insane just the amount of Rohan Kishibe side stories there are. So we have Rohan at the Louvre. We also have Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe volumes 1 and 2. Just more of his side stories, which I absolutely love because Rohan is actually my favorite manga character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So the fact that we have spin-offs with him, I absolutely just love that. And then we have all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that's currently out. So we have part 1 of Phantom's Blood, part 2, which is Battle Tendency, 3, which is Stardust Crusaders. Here is part 4, which is Diamonds Unbreakable, part 5 right here, Golden Wind, and finally part 6, Stone Ocean. I cannot wait for Steel Ball Run to be released. That's going to come out, I think it said it was May. is going to come out. So I'm super excited. I have not watched the anime because there is none, and I've not read it yet. So I'm going to be going into it blind, but obviously you can tell I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I can't wait to see what Araki did with that one. And I heard it's actually one of his best ones, so super excited for that. So that was it for my manga on my shelves. Now we can get to my box sets, and the first one I want to talk about is the box set that I have newest, and that was Delicious in Dungeon. I saw the anime and absolutely fell in love with it. It's so good. I love the world building of it. I love just the scenery. I love just them cooking up all the monsters in general. I really enjoyed it. It was so funny, so good. Had to pick up that box set. Next we have Death Note. This is my favorite anime I've ever watched, so I had to pick up the Death Note box set, and this is kind of what started my whole collection journey because I love these Death Note singles. They look beautiful to me. I was thinking about getting either this or the black editions, and I just decided on the box set because I think the black editions, even though they have nice black pages, the box set just looks a lot better with the singles anyway. After that, I have the box set for Bakuman. This is again in my top 3, so it's Bakuman, Wotsukoi, and Call of the Night. Bakuman is a nice series by Oba and Obata Sensei. It was the work that they did after they completed Death Note, and this is an amazing manga series just about the manga industry in general. I absolutely fell in love with it. This one is a nice shonen because it just has a whole bunch of trials and tribulations. I cannot believe just reading this. I learned so much about like the shonen and just the manga industry in general. I really did enjoy this one. It's so good. After that, we have my basic box sets, which is the One Piece box sets. I have 3 of the 4 box sets currently. So I have the first box set of One Piece. I also have the second box set of One Piece. And finally, here's the third one. So I have 70 volumes of One Piece. I am collecting One Piece only in the box sets. So I do need to pick up the 4th box set. I'm only going to pick them up in the box set version because there's just so much of the One Piece to pick up. So I'm just going to relax, only pick them up when they have box sets. So that was everything in my manga collection. That's 485 volumes. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for making this fun as a video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed my manga collection. I'm glad I can share it with y'all. And definitely let me know what some series that you haven't heard of, or maybe some series that you think I should add to the collection. I'm always looking to add more. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the button on posting a video. Follow me on Twitter. Links will be in the description. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.